Welcome, viewers, to another episode of Fleet Action Report. We are seeing episode, or I guess running, scene's not the right word, you're seeing episode 47, Klingon House United. I'm Nikodas.
I'm Grebog, still. He hasn't fired me
Still,
yet.
not my podcast. Not just my podcast, I'll put it that way. So, other than running the podcast, what else you been up to this week, Grebog?
I did some D&D on Sunday. My players planned and planned and planned and planned and planned. They think they have a plan now, I think. I'm sure it'll all change come time the plan. I mean, anytime any plan, once once the plan meets reality or implementation, it all goes to heck. You know, stuff like that. Outside of that, done some more raiding. We got some really close. I think we had a 3% wipe on Sire Denathrius in the Castle Nathria raid. So we are really close. We just, again, I mean, we have it. I mean, clearly at 3% wipe, we have it. It's a matter of cleaning up the fine details, and we got that fight.
For those that don't know the lingo, a 3% wipe is they all died when the boss was at 3%.
At 3%, we all pulled out some Charmin, and no, I'm joking. But yeah, we all died at 3%. I was still alive. I was the last one alive. It happens a lot that I'm the last one alive. But
Well, you are the tank, so
yeah, but normally sometimes what wipes happen because a tank dies or whatever, and then everything gets chaotic. But let's see what. Anyway, what have you been up to? Enough about me.
me, other than buying more stuff in STO than what I really should be, I played some Valhalla, broke down and played a little bit of Final Fantasy VII Remake again. But mostly it's been just family and doing some stuff around the house. Nothing too special.
Nothing too special.
I played a little D&D. Skipped my Star Wars game this week. I owe my players a really good game session this coming one. Although we do have a new player joining us, so there is that. I managed to replace the healer we lost.
I did offer you a different solution to that, but another player is better than my solution.
I weighed a lot of different options, but I decided to go ahead and see if I knew anyone else that was interested, and I found somebody. So, new player, yay! This will be his first time playing online. He has played several D&D games on tabletop. He's even ran one, but this will be his first time playing online. So we'll see how it goes.
I just figured you didn't want me talking to myself a lot and being confusing to other players.
Well, there is that. In the times that I have seen people run more than one character, usually one character gets neglected over the other, and a lot of times the other players tend to forget that there's two other characters there. Unless you get into a combat situation and one of them is a healer, and then everybody wants the healer's attention. But that's true in almost any game you play.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So STO has had a pretty light week, but what they have had has been very important. First and foremost, we have come to the end of the Klingon Civil War. They are calling this the House United event. I guess the event's not the right word. The House United season, I think they're calling it a season. The event is called Only Qo'nos Endures.
And in game, you can actually look at the House United, what has changed, what's new. Up in the right by your mini map, there is a question mark. It can pull all this up, but we are still going to go over some of this stuff anyway because it's important. It's cool. It's new stuff, new content. They added a new episode, Warriors of the Empire. So there's a little brief information in this House United window that they put in. There's also another new episode, a day long remembered. I believe these are all also part of the event that you can get progress points for, which we'll cover all that. There's a new TFO. We will go in depth on the TFO because it's an interesting one, and if you're not paying attention, it could take you a long time to complete. And that's yeah. This says there are 3 new patrols. Though I think only one of the patrols is listed. No, I guess it selects a patrol. So we'll go with that. There's 3 new patrols. They added, like I said, they added a lot of content here for us. And then we have the event. I'll let you go over the event.
I've got the event window pulled up. This is called Only Qo'nos Endures. The reward is a 4-piece ground set. There's a melee weapon, an armor set, a shield. I did that in the wrong order. There's, a melee weapon and a set of dual pistols. The Batleth is nanopulse, so it deals plasma damage. And then the pistols are disruptor damage, so you have a little bit of a mix there between the two. Reading through it, the 2-piece, 3-piece, and 4-piece set bonuses are kind of nifty. You get it like an increased crit chance, crit severity, bonuses to several different things in here. It increases kit performance. You can read through the rest of that on your own, but it sounds like a good set. Although I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually see it in action. But to get that, you have to have 40 progress points down here. As you can see, I'm 12 of 40 today. I will be 14 by the time we're done. But you got to get 40, and you can get 2 per day. So there's an older episode called Leap of Faith, 2 new episodes. Each one of those awards 2 points. There's 3 TFOs, 2 older ones, and the brand new one. Each of those rewards 2 points. And then the patrols are 1 point each. You can earn 2 points per day.
There are 6 patrols, in case you were wondering, that count for this. So you have a nice wide selection.
And 3 of them are brand new. I have not ran those yet, other than the versions of them that show up in the new mission, Warriors of the Empire. So if we get a chance to run those today, that'll be my first time running them. Cool. Which I'm hoping we do before the end of our episode here. You want to cover the next 2 things?
So there is a new Klingon bridge. We briefly covered that. Let's see. Is it in the store, or is it's supposed to be default? I should hop over onto my Klingon to show that. You did see the bridge in the it's in any of the new missions. If you go onto a Klingon bridge, the tutorial for the Klingon tutorial, they reworked it and put in the new bridge. If you get a new Klingon vessel, it will have as the default. This is the new Klingon default bridge. It's kind of nice and handy. Well, you can tell it's been updated. The graphics are nice, and yeah, not that the graphics are bad on the other. It's just there's clearly a step forward in the graphics from the old to the new. So it's always nice to get new pixels.
True enough.
And today they had a Zen Key and Lobby sale, but unfortunately it ended at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
It did, but they run those periodically. And actually, I was waiting for this. So there was a new lockbox introduced last week. Part of that was the uniforms that actually you see my character wearing. I went ahead and purchased those. This is the 32nd Century Starfleet uniform that will be shown in Star Trek Discovery Season 4. I found that I actually like this. I think it's crisp. I think it's really neat looking. It does cost 200 Lobi, but I went ahead and picked it up. So there you go. That's the uniform. That's as close as I could get to the canon colors without a list of what it should be. So that may get adjusted at some point. But like I said, I think it looks good.
Oh, whoops. Here. I didn't set up that window. I was trying to get you a bigger screen, but then, like, without my little window in the side. So they can still see you and your color scheme.
Yeah, it's all good. What did I miss?
The Admiralty bonus days will be starting June 3rd. And they go until June 10th, so it's a week long. And if you are working on progression of any of the campaign, this will help your Delta recruits. This will help your... There is some requirements that you need to do with the Delta recruits to be able to get extra bonuses. So if you're looking to level up the Delta recruit Admiralty bonus stuff, Admiralty experience and all that, now would definitely be the time to, starting June 3rd to 10th would be the time to definitely make sure to focus on and be able to get that taken care of. You should be able to push a lot further. You'll get even more rewards, but you also get more campaign experience, which is the important part for the Delta recruits.
It is.
That is, I believe, everything that they have told us so far. I'm sure tomorrow there will be a new news that we just didn't know about yet.
Well, Tuesday or Thursday tends to be their announcing days. So there you have it.
I mean,
all right, so our primary...
I was like, in speculation, they'll probably here soon announce the summer event timeframes. But other than that, yeah.
Summer event, which will probably be the next event campaign thing.
Yes.
So there is that. Last year the summer event wasn't too bad, so we'll see how it goes. I deleted my summer event character though, so I'm gonna find myself in need of a jetpack. So that's gonna be fun. Yeah, I didn't think that through before I deleted the character. All right, so our primary target today is the only Qo'nos Endures event. Now, we do not have time to run you through absolutely everything. So, the plan is to hit the two most confusing TFOs, and then if we have time after that, our secondary target will be the patrols. So we'll see how long this takes us. But first up, we're going to run the new TFO, Remain Klingon. Let's see, you're in party, so I'm going to queue us up. As long as I can open the right window. Remain Klingon, here we go.
This can take some time to get completed if you're in a group that does not understand what they're doing. I will warn you that. However, it can be done technically. You can force a completion solo, but it will just take a while.
And we're ready to go. My little purple ship here.
You may notice I might blow up because I don't have the greatest gear on this ship yet. It does all right.
While our ground forces do you have any the Kri'stak?
Okay, so we've got two capital ships here that are cloaked, the IKS Targ and the IKS Kri'stak. Each one has a different method of cloaking. With the Targ, you have to disable the cloak by uploading a virus. For the Kri'stak, you have to actually destroy the cloaking generators. To get those exposed, you have to make the two capital ships shoot each other. And that's the phase one. Phase one is you're going to weaken the enemy flagships. When you are fighting the enemies that show up, the flagships will randomly target one person. Well, it's 2 total. It's 1 for each flagship. Once you get targeted, your ship will be surrounded by a green circle. And then the other enemy ship will also have a green circle on it. So you need to fly to that ship. You got about 30 seconds to get over there. Once you get over there, the green dot will come off of you and target the enemy ship. And then you just got to stay in the vicinity until you're dead already. You're not supposed to be dead already.
I told you.
Here, we'll see if we can
I do good damage. I have poor survivability right now in this. I'm still working on getting the shields and such.
I got targeted, so I'm going to fly over here. I was by the Targ. Flying over here by the Kri'stak. There's the enemy. And there's the cloaking device. Okay, so I get to target that now.
And you'll see the Kri'stak has taken 1 point towards in the progress bar.
They both have. They both
So,
have targeted.
Get to the Targ before it fires.
I have been targeted. I'm flying my green thing over to this green circle, just like Nikodas did earlier. I dropped it off, and now I need to get out of here. And then be next to another ship that blows up and die. Okay, when the circle goes purple around the Targ, you need to be close to it inside the purple circle, and it will then help deactivate the weapon on the Targ. And you have to get the progress bar all the way up for it to complete. There are also repair ships we have to worry about.
And escaping birds of prey.
Yes.
All that is optional, though, just to get more points at the end there.
Boy, I'm just getting annihilated. As you can see, some people don't know what the mechanics are.
The reason we wanted to do this video,
which was one of the reasons I was talking about, sometimes it can take a while. Not everyone knows when the purple circle is around the Targ to get inside the purple circle to increase its thing. Sometimes I actually, because of my durability, focus more on some of the repair ships and stuff like that.
I jumped over here as well to help with the enemies around the Targ and get the virus done.
It's not technically. I was like, I don't know that it's really about. I got targeted. I'm heading over to the Targ. You might want to use some speed boosts, but then you need to slow down inside the circle. But make sure to get out.
Just until it drops off.
And then the circle will eventually go purple once it explodes. And then you need to get inside. Though Yeah. And just fly around in here until you get the progress bar all the way full. We have a lot of things to target out here, like...
Yep, lots of enemies.
Well, no, I'm saying like a lot of the ones that have specialty targets marked on them.
Oh yeah, we've got a Klingon over here trying to escape. We can't have that. I need my bonus marks. There's the repair ship.
Stay within 4 kilometers of the Targ. Your ship will help rout the virus.
Okay, that's done.
The cloaking device needs to be hit on the Kri'stak.
Alright, I'll head that way. I think we got plenty of people over there anyway.
I'm the only one here on the Kri'stak. Everyone else is at the Targ. So a lot of people
And they're down.
assume that all you have to do is just blow up these ships. Or, like, blow up all the peon ships that are out here. Well, yes, that is a big factor. Or, I mean, yeah. Because, like, if you don't, you're gonna die.
But that's not actually the goal.
Yeah, that's not really the goal.
We got the Kri'stak. I'm switching over to the Targ. Maybe, if I can find the Targ. There it is.
Targ has been put down. The mycelial weapon and engine are both gone.
But, so yeah, you're basically bouncing damage buffs, or damage back and forth from one ship to the other, making them hit each other. And then, when the purple circle's around the Targ, you get inside of it until the progress bar is complete. For the Kri'stak, it's when you have to destroy the cloaking device that's on it. And that cycles a few times and you're done. Enough people work on that together, it goes fairly quick. This wasn't too bad, really. So,
according to the end action report here, we only missed one dreadnought. So bouncing the weapons back and forth, we only missed once. That's actually a pretty good group we had there.
Yeah. And good groups, it goes fairly quick. Groups that you're the only person doing the mechanic, it can be frustrating. I'll put it that way. Some people will get mad. Some people will get vocal. Just ignore them if they yeah.
Start yelling in chat. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen some people get rather vocal when things don't seem to be going quite right.
So just to clean this up a little bit, there are two phases in Remain Klingon. Phase 1, you're weakening the enemy ships. You do this by bouncing weapons between the two. So when you're targeted, you have 30 seconds to get to the opposing ship. You will be marked in-game with a green circle, and there will be a voice command from Martok telling you which ship to go to. The ship will also have a green circle around it. Once you get in range and the enemy is hit by a weapon, they become vulnerable. In the case of the Targ, you must stay inside the purple circle to upload a virus. In the case of the Kri'stak, you must destroy a cloaking generator that becomes targetable. Once you do each one of those things 5 times, it moves to phase 2. In phase 2, you must destroy the enemy ships, the flagships, the Targ and the Kri'stak. It's actually not that hard to do. They have a lot of health. and there's going to be a lot of other enemies around, but as long as you can get them targeted, they tend to go down relatively quickly. And then you're done. You get your rewards. Okay, so one of the other TFOs that seems to give people a lot of trouble is called Best Served Cold. This is a prison escape on Rua Penthe, and you're called in to stop the escaping prisoners. So let me throw an invite back to Grebog here.
I went to a different character because, yeah.
I see that, because you don't want to get blowed up anymore.
Well, I got my marks and my daily for that character, so I just go for ease of use.
That works. Best Served Cold. Here we go.
Plus, this captain's more built for the way Best Served Cold is. So, yeah.
Oh, this is going to be like old school. Me on Katis and you on Grebog.
A fire at will build works very well in this one.
Yeah, for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
As we will detail here shortly. And while we're waiting for this to pop, I guess I'll go ahead and give the... oh, wait, there it goes. Spoke too soon. Alright, so there are 3 phases involved in Best Served Cold. The first phase is to capture the satellites. You do this by maintaining a close orbit or close range to the individual satellites. You'll see a red beam.
Blue beam for
Is that
us.
right? Okay. Blue beam going from your ship to the satellite. Enemy ships that are trying to counter you will have red beams. There are also some hostile turrets around each satellite, but if you can get the satellite to 50%, those turn friendly.
Any of the satellites you destroy will eventually respawn, so you don't have to worry about, like, oh goodness, I destroyed like over half the satellites.
He means turrets.
Turrets. Yeah, the turrets around the satellites. Yeah. Sure, yes, you can destroy and will destroy them when you first start out. It's just, don't worry about it.
I guess I will head towards Gamma.
I will see where people go, because, yeah. I normally call out sometimes in here, like in the if you want, you can call out I've got Gamma or I've got Alpha or I've got Beta, though some people never read the in-game chat, so that cannot, yeah, it could be helpful to some, but could also not help anyone.
Well, I don't really... I like to go down and get the escaping shuttles, so I'm not really planning on telling anyone where I'm going.
I like to also go after escaping shuttles.
Well, we can both go down there and get them. That's fine. We may just have to recapture satellites.
I will watch to see where these guys... where they all break off and go to.
The carrier here, the Dominion carrier, would make a really good defense for
definitely would.
One of the satellites. Well, that was a lot of boom. Okay. We got
no
two
one's going
headed
to
towards
Alpha.
Beta.
Oh, I guess someone... oh, no. Who's going? I don't know. Only one person's going to Alpha. Thought we had 2 coming here. That was like... looks like you're at Gamma by yourself.
That's alright. I got this.
So the person out there helping me at Alpha doesn't understand what's going on. They are destroying all of the turrets around the satellite that we are supposed to be capturing and not actually helping me capture.
These infiltrators that are trying to retake the satellites will continue to respawn. You have to kind of remain vigilant.
They keep spawning. They will spawn all the way through the fight up into phase 3, then they stop. Once we get to phase 2, you will get other ships that will come in sometimes, some Negvars, some Raptors, you know, but you also still have the infiltrators. I don't know. This person here at Alpha with me is playing it loose on the satellite.
We should be good to go now.
Well, what I mean by playing it loose is that they're getting outside of the defensive satellites. Essentially, there is a certain distance on how far the blue beam can go. So once you get too far away, it stops. Which means if you're not, you know, if the red beams are coming in, you are not preventing them from capturing. I have noticed it does seem like if, let's say, there are 2 ships at one satellite, you do seem to get more of the enemy ships popping up to take care of than when you are, say, by yourself.
If you're really good at blowing them up, they spawn faster too.
Oh, maybe that's what's going on. But we only have another 18 seconds of this phase, and then we move on to the next one.
You gonna come down and help me with the shuttles?
Sure.
I'll have to recapture Gamma, but I don't mind.
I can pop over to Gamma and bounce back and forth-ish.
The enemy is on them. Protect.
That would work too, I guess. Okay, so that's the end of phase 1. Not too difficult there. Phase 2, usually the goal is to have one person at Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, and then to have 2 people go down to the planet. We had everybody come down to the planet. Well, this is going to be interesting.
I guess I only see 3 of us down here, but you know. The guy at Alpha is not at Alpha anymore.
Prisoners are trying to escape. Mokai infiltrators are going to Beta. Take them out.
I'll go up to Gamma.
All right. Yeah, I would think that Kiwalu and I've got this.
If you need help, just say something and I can come and take out a section.
Here comes another.
Yeah, we're gonna lose. We're losing Beta. I don't know why we're losing
All right.
Beta.
Is there nobody over there? There is somebody over there.
Yeah.
Stop them!
I don't know. It's a good question.
I understand why we're losing Alpha because I know the guy at well, he was, like I said, he was playing it loose at Alpha. So the waves of transports increase the quantity. You start off with 1 transport, then you get 2 at a time. Yeah, and then the next wave is what, 4 or 5?
It's 1, and then 1, and then 2, and then 5, which is what we're at now, and then 8. I'm sorry, I forgot 3. So it's 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. And the last 2 come pretty quick together.
5. I repeat, 5 transports just broke off. You know what to do.
Okay, we got those 5. Here comes the 8.
All set. 8 transports are making a break for it. Do not let them get
Now,
away.
when I'm doing this, I will typically try to get the shuttles and not focus so much on the capturing them, just disabling them. And then we can always come back and get them after the fact.
Well, looks like someone used something to group them all up.
I saw that. Time for some AoEs.
And this phase lasts until all of the transports escape. Whether
Oh.
they escape on their own or whether you take control of secure them and get them out under your secure version.
I wasn't paying attention and I blew up.
Looks like everything's good though.
Yeah, we got them all. So there was that. Usually I'm better at watching my health than that. And Alpha might need some help. So to capture them, there's a prompt. You just have to get close enough to them and then stay there while the prompt bar fills up. And I think I'm working on the last one. Okay. So these guys will fly up here. There's a raptor escort. Let's take that raptor out. They have a rendezvous point that they're going to fly to. And once the last one gets there, we'll move to phase 3.
Which takes a little time.
Yeah, they're not the fastest things in the world. They're not the slowest either, but definitely not the fastest.
I think the rendezvous point is so far out just to try to buy you time to get to them before they run out. If
Well,
you
between
didn't
that
capture 'em.
and having the possibility of having to recapture stations. Sometimes the enemy ships that are flying around will also try to target the transports. That's why you have a option over here for transports lost. They can actually be destroyed. So I will usually escort them on this slow journey to the rendezvous.
As you can see, with decent weapons, the infiltrators really don't last long. Now, granted, yes,
Yeah, that's
I'm fairly decently built, so that's. I mean, even with my non-fully geared captain, I do fairly well with blowing up the ships. It's just, oh hey, I got swarmed.
There's 19 and 20. Okay, moving to phase 3. So in Phase 3, there's a whole bunch of cargo ships that will come into the system. Where am I needed?
You can
Let's
see some of them
Beta
flying
has
around
2.
already.
I think you've destroyed.
Yeah, you good over there? I think I'll help Beta if you're good over there.
I will handle Gamma.
Okay, so these little cargo ships, these things, these will become targetable here in 30 seconds. When they're destroyed, they will explode in a 5K radius explosion. That is heavy damage if you're in the blast radius. So when you blow them up, you either want to be ready to absorb the damage or be outside of the 5K range. They will also fly towards the satellites, and they will blow up automatically once they get within the 5K of the satellite. So you got 2 jobs. Well, it's really just one job. You need to blow them up before they get within range of the satellite, and not get yourself blown up in the process.
They can come from all sides, in case you're wondering.
Gamma station has got lithium hollows within proximity.
I'm gonna call in some help for this. They will also blow up each other and the other Klingon ships. Anything within that 5K range is going to get hurt.
Picking up multiple signals on long-range sensors. Looks like more dilithium.
If we have people blowing, so that they spawn at certain spots, and if you have someone that knows where they are spawning from, you can actually preemptively get them before they get too far, and then yeah, essentially take them out before they become even a threat.
Which is what I'm trying to do. Oh, I got some getting close here.
Which comes in handy for the satellites, because if you can wipe out one entire side before they get too close, it like I said, you know, it comes really handy.
Got to blow up 100 of these to finish things up, and we're at 59.
And this is where fire at will setups come in very handy.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Being at a Gamma station, there is one benefit compared to other places. You only really have to worry about one side. No, the ships will not come from the what basically would be the backside of the map.
We're at 82. I was too close. Beta's in trouble.
Beta station has got lithium hollows within proximity.
Okay, we're good.
Right shield's failing.
Beta station has got lithium hollows within proximity.
And as you see, I have left Gamma, but that's because we are down to the minimum. You know, once you get
We
so
got it.
low, you can just basically start hunting the ships.
We should have done really well there. Should have almost a perfect score.
Victory is ours. The rebels have
Let's see, 30, 40. Oh, Beta took some damage. Okay, so we were 3 points shy from a perfect score because Beta took some hits. That's pretty good.
like scalded Targ.
A trick I have learned from leaving the TFOs, if you want to go exactly back to where you were in space, always hit the leave map now. Don't hit the, like, we're done and we're leaving, warping out. This guarantees it puts you back where you were. a little weird trick I learned, especially for the red alerts. The red alerts have a habit of sticking you in sector space outside of Sol, which isn't bad. I mean, it's a free way to, if you're wanting to head back to Sol, you could use that to get you back there quicker.
That's true, but if you don't want to go back there, that can be a frustrating thing.
Yes.
So it all depends. All right, so it looks like we do have a little bit of time. Let's see if we can hit one of these patrols here.
Here's the other reason I wanted to be on this captain, because I know you and you like to run advanced, and my other captain would get wrecked.
I don't know which ones are new.
Okay, let me look at the list here.
They don't
I'm
have
gonna
marked which
have
ones
to.
are new. Okay, I believe Jailbreak is new.
Well, let's see, did they... I wish they should have marked them in this as well as...
They should have. They should have.
Well, did
Okay,
they put in the...
so I believe it's Jailbreak, Redemption, and To Die with Honor.
Well,
I believe
also,
are the 3 new ones.
in the House United, you can pull up that question mark, go to that season, that's like what's showing new for House United, and it tells you Warriors of the Empire, Redemption over Kavat, Jailbreak at Repenthe, and To Die with Honor, which I think is the ones you said.
It is. Let's run Jailbreak.
Okay.
Now with patrols, all members of your team will have to queue up for them separately, because it's not really a queue, it just launches it. But if you are already together, it will put you into the same instance. At least it does for most patrols.
Unless it's special.
Right? Alright, so here we go. Go into Alpha.
Station Alpha is missing.
Did you beam people over already?
Nope.
Ah, there
Now
we
I did.
go.
You have to
Apparently I had to be.
You have to no longer be under red alert.
Transport complete. We are engaging the enemy.
Incoming fleet on sentries. Prepare for combat.
Because you have your shields up when you're under red alert, so you can't beam people over
Right.
with your shields up.
Right, because that makes sense. Unless it's a plot device in a Star Trek movie or TV show, and then shields don't matter. Only matters when the plot says so. I mean, all shows and movies have their little issues, but I particularly love it when in one episode they'll tell you flat up, "Oh, we can't do that," and then 2 episodes later, "We're gonna do that." Star Trek Enterprise in particular does that. They go through this big thing where they talk about how they can't shoot torpedoes when they're flying at warp. And then, like, 2 episodes later, the writers were like, "Oh, but we need them to shoot torpedoes, so we're going to ignore that we said that 2 episodes ago."
Or I know there's a time that they... Oh, hey, we figured out how to transport people through shields. It's technically not through... The way they got around it... Oh, it's technically not through the shields, we briefly, at the transmission point of the beam cycle, we cut the shields like for that brief millisecond, and they beam out at that point. I'm like, okay, well, if you could have done that then, why weren't you doing that before?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. But all shows go through that, not just sci-fi and not just Star Trek.
It's fine.
Kind of wish I was playing my Romulan that can assimilate things with all these soft targets around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it
Corsair
looks
has a
like
point.
for this... Yeah?
He put in the chat, it's like at the beginning of Voyager, they made a point about how many torpedoes they had. And then, like, how long did they go without having to worry about torpedoes?
Yeah, he's right. That's absolutely true. They even gave a number. I think it was like 72 or something.
Uh-huh.
And how they weren't going to get more, and then they keep track for like 2 episodes, and then after that they forget about it, and they never mention it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're flying around to these, I guess they're shipyards or research stations, I don't know. But we destroy the enemies that are around them, we beam a repair crew over, we destroy more enemies that warp in, and then we beam the repair crew back. And it looks like we got to do this a total of 3 times.
And since we're uniting the Klingons, we're blowing them up. That's how we reunite the Klingons.
Well, it is, Gempok's forces that we're blowing up, so I'm not really going to lose any sleep over it. I never really liked that guy. I mean, even at the very beginning of STO, the story was that he killed Martok, and I mean, Martok's a cool guy. I was a little upset by that.
That dreadnought's arrival worked.
Of course, as you can see, Martok is back. You'll have to play the game to figure out how that happened.
It's fine. It's like every comic book universe. Unless you see the body, and even still, they may not be dead.
Will not forget your actions today.
Okay, well, that took care of that.
Well said. Jim.
That wasn't too bad. Fly around to 3 little stations, secure them, beam over, blow up enemies, beam back. That wasn't terrible.
I kind of like it. It gives a decent break with the whole beaming and stuff. You actually feel like you're doing something versus some of them you just feel like you're going in and blowing ships up.
Well, some of them, that's
fine.
literally all you do.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's fine and all. Sometimes it's nice to not just be blowing up ships.
Yeah, that's true.
We're,
all right,
we're the Federation. We're not the, we're going to blow you up people.
No, that would be the Terran Empire. Although sometimes I wonder in this game. Unfortunately, we're going to run out of time before we run the other 2 TFOs. So we will try to have some time set aside to hit 1 or 2 of them next week. So that was our secondary target. Grebog went and added a 3rd target to our list here, so I'm going to let him detail this.
Hey, the 3rd target is mainly for those in the AIE fleet. Though if you want to join us in the AIE fleet, go to aie-guild.org. There is a link up there to join the Discord. We do pretty much all of our guild communication in the Discord. We play many games. I can't list them all. There's too many. STO has our own text chat and voice channels. Well, voice channel, and you can come into the text channel and go, hey, I'm new, and I would like a fleet invite. Just make sure to put your character name and handle, and we can get you the fleet invite. Also, might be nice to let us know how you found us, so that way we can welcome you in. If you need any help and assistance, people are definitely willing to help you. Um, some big news that are coming up here with the K13. We are now down to 3 major projects, and apparently the guys have gone nuts and already triggered the first major project to be completed. We have to wait 7 days, 14 hours before we can work on the next one, which I have it queued up. So as soon as it completes, they can apparently probably knock that out fairly quick too. The reason this is important is this will complete K13. Once we get the second big project done, I will eventually I'll have the queue up ready for the tier 3, and we can finish tier 3. So the why this is important, this means superior traits will be unlocked once we complete all this. I believe we have to get the main tier 3 before we can get yeah. It's the main tier the big tier 3 project for the overall K13. Once we get that, we will have all of the superior traits purchasable for you to upgrade your traits. There aren't a lot of well, there's quite a few traits, but they aren't. They are the personal space traits, if I remember. Well, I think there's also some personal ground traits. So they fall under the personal ground and personal space traits. And some of that is things like, I believe, superior beam training, superior cannon training. Those are 2 of the big ones that people will want, depending upon if you're flying cannons or beams. Also, the colony progress has been moving right along. We are getting very close to eventually. Here we'll have the bridge officer trained, but like we're gonna have the Lucari bridge officers, but we're pushing to try to get to the tier 3 morale for the Kentari bridge officers. I believe.
Oh yes, I still need my Kentari.
Yes. Also, as you can see, I'm struggling to keep up with the guys doing guys and gals doing all of the projects. The starbase is moving along nicely. We should be here at the rate we're moving. Tier 5 is actually not far out of our line of sight here. So, I mean, everyone's doing amazing. So, thank you all for the contributions. Again, if you want to join us, aie-guild.org. Come check us out. I think that's enough for me.
I want to jump in here real quick. I know there are players out there who either don't want to use Discord or for whatever reason are unable to use Discord. That is not a requirement to join the fleet. It is certainly handy to use that, but you can also find us in game, and we will happily toss you an invite if Discord is not an option for whatever reason. And again, I am at Nikodas, and he is at Real Grebog. So feel free to look us up in game that way too.
Well, if you don't like voice, you don't have to come into voice. I would highly encourage you at least to join the Discord for the text chat. So then you could say, hey. But other than that, yeah, it's not technically required. It just makes it easier, Anyway.
Next week, for our debriefing here, next week we are going to return to our focus on equipment builds. We're going to hit plasma up, show you some of the equipment and gear needed to run an effective plasma build. Plasma is a little unique compared to some of the others. It doesn't have a lot of the support that some of the others do, but we'll show you what you need to make that work. And I've actually got a pretty effective plasma build going, so I'd be happy to highlight that for you guys. So next week, plasma.
I might. I'll have to look into plasma. Who will be my plasma captain?
Romulans make good plasma and Borg, as you know.
I just thought you always played Borg. You assimilate everything.
I do on that character because it's fun.
Anyway.
Yes, as I found a way to assimilate ground forces and space forces. So my Romulan, who uses assimilated plasma cannons, or plasma beams, will also assimilate people. She's turning into a regular Borg. I might have to invest in the Borg looking outfit from the Lobby store eventually. Yeah.
Except,
Any closing thoughts?
Is that captain even a liberated Borg?
She is.
Okay.
She is liberated.
Closing thoughts.
That's kind of what.
I think that's everything I've got.
It's everything I got for this week. All right, guys. As always, I will leave you with the words of John Delancey as Q in All Good Things. See you out there.
Live long and prosper.